Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg, everybody. We're going to talk to you a little bit more about fireworks safety. Yesterday we previewed kind of the overall three areas of public safety, so fire, police, and EMS,
right,
and try to keep it safe this weekend when you're out there. But we had a little bit of extra interview with Adam, and he specifically went into if you're considering actually partaking in fireworks, then this package is for you. So coming up here, this is Adam Doran telling you about using fireworks safely.
On July 4th, more fires are reported than any other day, and fireworks account for more than half of those fires. So over 50% of the fires that are reported that day are caused by fireworks and people not knowing how to use them or just not thinking their way through it. So a couple things to remember. Always have adult supervision because there's generally children around. Something that we probably don't remember to do much is to wear eye protection because a lot of injuries are caused to the eye. So wear eye protection, safety glasses. Make sure the area is safe for the use of fireworks. Make sure it's a wide open area. You don't want to be around trees, buildings, because when those embers fall back to the ground, that could start a structure or the trees on fire or even grassland if it's very dry. Remember, alcohol and fireworks do not mix. And, when you are drinking alcohol, sometimes you have impaired judgment. So always have a sober, designated shooter or some ignition person. Label and follow the label for instructions and use common sense. Never throw or point fireworks at someone because that obviously can lead to injuries, not only to the other person, but to yourself. Make sure you have some sort of water handy in a bucket or a hose, because as soon as the fireworks are done lighting off, right, you let them cool down and then you put them in water to make sure that they are completely out. Only adults should light fireworks. Doesn't matter if they're sparklers or the cones or the snakes or whatever it might be, right? Only adults should be doing that. Only light one firework at a time because we don't want a whole mess of them going off and people not being aware of that. If a firework fails to light, do not try to relight it. It is a dud and it's not safe. We don't know why it's not working, but it's not safe to do so. Always make sure to never have any portion of your body hanging over the firework because that's where injuries come again. You can get burned, third-degree burns or worse. And another big one is don't experiment with home fireworks because you never know what's going to happen with them if you haven't been trained to do so. After fireworks displays, whether it's at your house or a public display, children should never go up to the fireworks that may be left over and start to pick them up or play with them because they still could be somewhat active. There still could be a little bit left there that is going to react with what's going on. So one of the big things that NFPA is pushing, the National Fire Protection Association is recommending, is that not to use consumer fireworks because of all of the injuries that have happened over the course of the years. They've done a lot of studies and, as much as we try to be safe, stuff still happens. So they're recommending not to use the consumer fireworks that we see and leave the fireworks to the professionals. The firework tents that you see on the side of the roads here in Fitchburg all have to apply for a permit through the city of Fitchburg in order to sell those fireworks. They all have to meet the state of Wisconsin standards for the selling of fireworks, which means basically nothing can go up into the air. Everything has to stay on the ground. So the cones that you see, the sparklers, those are all cool, but anything that is more like a mortar that would go up into the air, those are illegal to sell at these fireworks stands. You can buy them at I'd call them a warehouse, where you can apply for the licenses and that kind of stuff. So I believe Fitchburg Police may have covered this, but in Fitchburg, that's the only thing that is allowed. It has to be on the ground. If it goes up into the air, you have to have a license for it. So when you're looking for fireworks, make sure you check into that if you're buying it at a store, if it goes up into the air, you need to have the proper permits and licenses to do that. If you want to go to see a fireworks show, I'd highly recommend go seeing one that's done by a group of trained professionals that's professionally put on. I do not recommend trying your own fireworks display in your backyards or your front yards, because if you live in an area that's even closely remote to being densely populated, where you have a lot of homes or trees or buildings close to you. Even those little bit of embers that you have from the cones and stuff, those could cause a fire. The fire could spread very fast if we have not had any rain lately. It could spread fast that the fire's gonna be out of control before you can do something about it, and well out of control by the time the fire department gets there. If you do decide to have fireworks at your house, in your front yard or backyard or whatever it is, right? If something does catch on fire, please call 911. We will come out, we will make sure everything is safe when it comes to that point so that the fire does not get any bigger, spread to anything else. We would rather be out there, be proactive about it to prevent it from getting further, even if you think it's out. We want to come out and reassure everybody of that.